There's a creature so terrifying that God himself put it in the Bible with one clear warning. Its single scale is tougher than any armor that humanity has ever managed to create in history. And here's the kicker: even heaven's mightiest warriors are completely powerless against it. This is the legendary story of Leviathan, the beast that refuses to be tamed or understood. Now, let's get something straight right off the bat about what makes this creature so unique. The ocean has always been humanity's biggest mystery, stretching far beyond what we can see. For thousands of years, ancient sailors looked at those endless waves and saw nothing but chaos. It swallowed entire fleets without warning and unleashed massive storms out of absolutely nowhere. But among all the terrifying things lurking down there, one name stood above every other beast. Leviathan became the ultimate symbol of everything humanity feared about the deep, unknown waters. And we're not talking about just another big scary fish that swims around in the ocean depths. Leviathan wasn't a monster you could hunt down, or a regular beast you could simply overcome. It was a walking, swimming catastrophe that represented chaos itself in its purest natural form. The Book of Job gives us the most bone-chilling description that has ever been written down. Check this out. Its scales form an impenetrable shield that absolutely no weapon can pierce. Its jaws possess the power to crush anything and everything that dares to get in its way. And get this incredible detail: its breath literally sets the surrounding air completely on fire. Job chapter 41 puts it bluntly: when this thing rises up, even the mighty become terrified. No sword forged by man, no spear thrown with force, no arrow shot can ever touch this beast. No human being that has ever lived or will ever live can truly conquer or control Leviathan. This isn't just a monster swimming in the ocean. This is pure fear given actual physical form. But here's where the whole story gets even crazier and way more complex than you might think. Leviathan isn't just a physical threat that you can actually see with your eyes and try to fight. In the Book of Psalms, it mysteriously shows up described as a terrifying multi-headed serpent. And in the Book of Isaiah, God himself declares that only his divine sword can truly end it. Think about that statement for just a second and let the full weight of its meaning sink in deeply. This creature is so incredibly dangerous that it takes nothing less than divine intervention to stop. So what exactly is this mysterious thing that has haunted humanity's imagination for so long? Some scholars think it might be based on stories of massive prehistoric crocodiles from ancient times. Others believe it represents the untamed chaos that existed long before creation ever took place. But honestly, the actual truth behind Leviathan might be way more unsettling than anyone realizes. Leviathan could very well be an ancient force, still coiled beneath the waves, simply waiting there. Now, if Leviathan completely rules the deep ocean, there's another titan you absolutely need to know. Behemoth dominates the land with incredible strength, and the Book of Job describes it in detail. We're talking about a creature with bones like solid bronze and limbs as strong as pure iron bars. It grazes peacefully by rivers, and nothing on earth, not even raging floods, can ever move it. But here's the crucial difference between these two that makes Leviathan so much more terrifying. Behemoth is absolutely massive, that's true, but you can't actually see it with your own two eyes. It's firmly bound to the solid land beneath our feet, which means it has clear physical limits. Leviathan, though, that's a completely different ballgame that plays by entirely different rules. Ancient Jewish texts actually predict these two powerful titans will fight at the very end of time. Some versions say they'll ultimately end each other in one epic final battle that shakes everything. Others claim Leviathan will use its powerful fins to overpower Behemoth during their confrontation. And after they're both gone from this world, their flesh becomes a special feast for the righteous. Yeah, you heard that right. An actual cosmic celebration feast marking the end of the old world. But even after its end, Leviathan's powerful legend continues to live on in fascinating new ways. Its hide, supposedly impenetrable in life, gets turned into a giant protective canopy for celebration. Yet between these two ancient titans, only one truly haunts the deepest parts of humanity's nightmares. Behemoth dominates the land where you can track it, measure it, and eventually understand what it is. Leviathan lurks in the deep unknown waters where absolutely no one can safely follow it down there. And that single fact right there is what makes it absolutely terrifying to every human who's ever lived. See, the ancient world saw the vast ocean as nothing but pure mystery, stretching beyond known borders. It stretched far beyond what anyone could map, swallowed ships whole, and hid unimaginable creatures. And here's something wild. Even today in our modern age, we've explored less than 20%. More than 80% of what's actually down there remains completely unknown to all of humanity. The ancients feared what they couldn't see in the depths. And honestly, can anyone really blame them? Leviathan was born from that primal fear, a monster defined not just by its massive size or strength, but by endless terrifying possibility of what could be lurking just beyond our limited human vision. Now, Leviathan might be the most infamous sea monster in all of biblical tradition that we know of. But it definitely wasn't the first massive sea creature to appear in ancient stories and mythology. Cultures worldwide have told stories of massive serpents rising from depths to challenge divine beings. But Leviathan, it stands completely apart from all of them in ways that make it truly unique and special. Take Tiamat from ancient Babylonian mythology. She's a sea dragon who creates an army of monsters. The storm god Marduk eventually defeats her and literally uses her body parts to create our world. So Tiamat represents both creation and destruction, rolled into one single, powerful mythological being. Leviathan, though it doesn't create a single thing, it only threatens to consume everything it sees. Then there's Jörmungandr, the famous Midgard serpent from Norse mythology that encircles the world. Odin tosses this creature into the ocean where it grows so massive, it wraps around our entire world. At Ragnarok, it's destined to face Thor in an intense battle that ultimately ends both of their lives. But here's the thing. Jörmungandr's end is part of a cycle, the old world ending so new life can begin. Leviathan's end is simply just the end with no rebirth, no cycle, no new beginning waiting after it. And don't even get me started on Lotan, the seven-headed sea dragon from ancient Canaanite myths. This creature gets defeated by the storm god Baal, proving his strength and power over natural chaos. Psalm 74 even references a multi-headed Leviathan, suggesting the biblical version borrowed from this myth. But Lotan was just an obstacle to overcome, something to prove your divine power and earn your place. Leviathan isn't there to be overcome by anyone. It simply exists beyond the reach of mortal beings. You see the clear pattern here, right? All these ancient sea monsters serve a very specific purpose. Tiamat, Jörmungandr, Lotan, they all meet their end as part of some much greater cosmic story arc. Their ends shape entire worlds, mark major transitions, or prove someone's incredible strength and worth. Leviathan doesn't struggle for dominance or challenge anyone. It just exists, waiting for its time.